Gossip websites on the internet that feature online celebrities at its core are a little diverse by nature. Some are well known while others remain mostly underground. Some cater to more feminine audiences while others tend to favor more masculine ones. And of course, each of them have their own functions and gossiping style. But one thing remains the same. Gossip websites are incredibly taboo. On one hand, we find the morality of these websites put into question all the time, and on the other hand, we find them being used as resources full of information and documentation of the behaviors involving various internet personalities. I've seen and assumed that deep dive commentary content creators on YouTube have used these archives of knowledge to aid in the creation of their videos. They serve as essential timelines of which events can be placed on and provide insight into the feelings the online community was experiencing. Personally, I have a very mixed opinion on websites like these. I can generally see the benefits of having a massive library of material that can be used for digital content that aims to educate about how people on the internet can be, but I also think that gossiping without the fear of consequences like this contributes to poor mental health for both the target and the perpetrators. Either way, I'll be talking about 4 of these infamous websites in this video. I'll be splitting them up into 2 groups, so let's go ahead and dive into the first. This first group are gossip websites of which feminine audiences tend to favor. Specifically, I'll be talking about Guru Gossiper and Lipstick Alley. Guru Gossiper is the site of this type I spent the most time on as a high schooler. It heavily focused on beauty gurus, hence the name, and had 2 of their biggest sections on the forum dedicated to them. One was their rave area, where users commented positively about their favorite beauty YouTubers, and the other was called Trash a Guru, where users would post negative commentary. Some of these responses could give constructive criticism, and other times it could be outright hateful. Their third section included any and all influencers who didn't fit under the category of beauty guru. There was no separate places to trash or rave about them, so their forum threads would often be a mixture of both. The users of Guru Gossiper have a very speculative and analytical gossiping style. They question every piece of information they get and analyze every single aspect of it bit by bit. You can generally find essay-length comments on there that explain their opinions and point of views on those they're talking about. Nothing was off limits, therefore everything from relationships, finances, and personal life details were up for discussion and debate. This website genuinely had such a hypnotic quality to it. Once I'd start reading a thread, I wouldn't be able to stop for hours. Reading gossip can be like an addiction, and so can the feeling of being cynical towards others. One particular characteristic of Guru Gossiper was how defensive the users were regarding the ethics of what they were doing. A common argument they used when questioned would be that nobody should expect anything less from a site made for gossiping. They tolerated criticism against themselves from nobody, including other users, which they would sometimes accuse of being the online personality themselves. They would also commonly go after the physical appearance and personalities of their targets as well, commenting incredibly brutal remarks about them. Posts dissecting the trustworthiness of their targets based on little-known information can be seen throughout. Users of Lipstick Alley referred to Guru Gossiper as an equivalent website for, quote, vicious white women. Speaking of Lipstick Alley, let's explore it. On their official subreddit, Lipstick Alley describes itself as the internet's largest African-American forum. It has many sections for different topics, but I will focus solely on their area for gossiping about internet celebrities. Please keep note, I have no experience with any other parts of the website, so what I say in this video is not a reflection of them. The users of Lipstick Alley have a very concise and entertainment-focused gossiping style. Unlike Guru Gossiper, posts are generally on the shorter side, with them being straight to the point and humor being used often to soften their critiques. Within my experience, I've seen that users have veered more towards constructive criticism and are less nitpicky in general. They tend to stick with evidence and what is publicly known rather than speculation. I also noticed that their posts usually pertain to the target's content, career, and conduct versus their personality or physical appearance. I find Lipstick Alley to be the kindest gossip website I'm talking about today, but Urban Dictionary disagrees with me and points out behaviors from users and admins alike such as doxing and stalking, which are things I've been unaware about due to never being personally exposed to it when visiting the site. An issue I do know of is that there is a huge problem of users committing digital blackface where they pretend to be a part of the black community when they in fact aren't. Now that we've covered both Guru Gossiper and Lipstick Alley, let's take a swim in the opposite direction. The second group are gossip websites of which masculine audiences tend to favor. I'll particularly be talking about lolcow and Kiwi Farms. Lolcow came into the spotlight not too long ago because of the drama involving Creepshow Art and Emily Artful, where the former posted messages on their own thread pretending to be other people. I have a very limited experience with this website, but I'd describe the users as having a conversational and opinionated style of gossiping. I find that posts on there are similar to those in a chat room, with people chiming in with short and simple responses as well as questions and answers being exchanged in a swift fashion. I have even less experience with Kiwi Farms because, to be honest, it scares me, but I'd say that users on there have an edgy and historical gossiping style. Both of these websites are more mainstream than the 2 I talked about earlier and therefore more controversial. Kiwi Farms is especially infamous for doxing, stalking, and contributing towards the deaths of people they've targeted. While the owner of the website has denied responsibility for this, I think it's silly to claim that gossiping anonymously doesn't add to the mental suffering of those being scrutinized under them. Despite all of this, both of these forums are used as an asset by creators due to their vast and detailed documentation of various online celebrities. These archives can be easily sorted through, seeing that they often feature less analysis than their feminine counterparts, which allows the distinction between fact and speculation to be made. Other than that, I have nothing else to say. It's hard not to be biased when talking about a subject like this. Just like most things on this channel, there's always a tint to everything due to my personal experiences and relationships on the internet. I'm very interested to hear the testimonies of other people who've had run-ins with these websites. Let me know if you had similar/different encounters or would like to share any information that you'd like me to know. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.